Hello everyone, and welcome to this new video. In today's video, we're gonna touch on something that I didn't touch on the previous videos, which is working with Adobe Illustrator to actually use it for drawing instead of just using it for text or anything else. So in this video, I'm actually making a little flower, which is something that I do a lot in my own designs and my own logos, in my own website. There's a flower in it 90% of the time because I love flowers. I feel flowers are something that I care about a lot when I look at things like nature and stuff. I take a lot of photos of flowers and everything like that. So in this tutorial, I went to draw a flower in order to show you guys how I usually start when I do like a design. In this case, I didn't use any examples. I just drew from my own mind and used a couple of tools that you might not even know about. This is why this video is also an extra video on Illustrator instead of just a normal one. So we're talking about like a topic that is something that is extra and wasn't in the original video. And one of the things is that I'm using the pen tool in this, but I'm also using another tool later on, which is the gradient mesh tool. I kind of forgot what that one was, so you'll see me searching for it for a little bit. Knowing Illustrator for a long time, but I've never actually put it on English, so it's like, oh yeah, I forget what the English word for it is. But that's fine. It's I'm still going to show you how it all works. One of the things that is super important, and what I do a lot, what I use a lot, is I use a lot of command, like the little hooky thing, and that's actually, I believe that's on Windows. It's probably the Windows tab. It's the same. It's moving things to the back of an image, which is in the object toolbar. If you go to object toolbar, I'll send in a screen capture in this video right now, as the video is paused for a little bit. I'll show you how that is done, where you can find that little tool. It's under object, and then it's under arrange. So it's pretty easy to find, you know. But yeah, it's under video and arrange, and then it says bring forward or bring backward, and then it's that key. Now I don't know what the key looks like on a Windows, of course, but what it looks like on a MacBook is that key that I used. But I'm assuming it's the same one on a Windows computer if you're using that to follow along with this video. Now, after I did that, I go back into my gradients, and in my libraries, you will find a lot of like different type of libraries for different type of color things. I'm using the earth tones, I believe, to color in my little flower. I'm doing it the easy, simple way. Of course, I can just do like randomly and just do it with my hand, but I thought, you know what, it doesn't really matter in this case. This is just an example of a quick and easy artwork that I made in about the time that this video takes to play. So I'm doing this in real time. There is a pause that I take in between too, because I was watching something else as well while recording, and so you'll see me pause for a little bit, which also gives me time to explain a little bit more about the process that I'm taking to create this. But one of the things that is new in this tutorial is that I'm also going to be touching on something else. Also, what I'm doing right now is turning the stroke off the entire artwork. That is because I hate it when I see a stroke on the actual artwork. Sometimes I keep it on. 99% of the time I don't, because it really turns the artwork into something that doesn't feel right to me. So I always turn that off, and I like it that way better because it makes me feel more like it's the way it is. And then I go back, and then I wait for a little second to talk about something else. One of the things is that Illustrator has a ton of these art books, and like I said, Illustrator has a ton of tools that I said in the last video, like the mesh tool, the gradient tool. It has so many tools that you can all work with. And what I want to do in these videos, and actually in the coming videos, is actually also touch on that if you guys got any questions about certain tools and how to use them, or actually I'm open to tell you guys more about that. Now, one of the things that I also want to talk about is drawing itself, of course, comes from your own imagination. And if you draw something and you like it and that's what you want to do, then you have to just, drawing doesn't come from me telling you how to draw. Drawing is something that you have to figure out yourself. But this is the tool that I mainly use for doing all of my my work in for like emotes and stuff like that. I always use Illustrator for that, because Illustrator in that case is the easiest tool to use for those kind of things, and because it's such an easy program. I've been using it for so many years now, and I got so used to using it, and that's why I always use it. Now, a new tool that we're introducing in this video is the symbol tool. Now, for some reason, it wasn't working the way that it usually does. Now, I don't know why that is, because normally when you stamp something with the symbol tool and you put two into one place, it usually should make them bigger, but I guess because I put them all in one layer, it doesn't really work that way. So you'll see me trying and stuff like that, but it just doesn't work, so I'll do it manually in the end. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but if we want to really touch on that a little more, we can always do that. Actually, at the end, I even try to like get them together, but it doesn't work either. So I don't know what it is. But for some reason, it just didn't want to work. So in the end, I just use the, I think the shift tool, and then I just drag it out, or I just click it to make it bigger. And yeah, it's not really too important in this case, but if we really want to touch on that symbol thing more, Illustrator has a ton of symbols that you can use in your graphic design work, which is just for free, which you can just find in this little library that they have. You can just click some sort of thing and just drag it out as well. There's tons of options to do that. Here I'm using like a little butterfly that I want to add. Like, I know butterflies don't really look like that, but that's just, to get you guys like an image that is at least pleasing to look at for this tutorial, to show you some of that work. In the end, I believe I even got some trees in, because I'm like, you know what, let's add some trees, which makes no sense because the flower is 10 times bigger than the trees itself. So, and then I believe I even clicked the wrong button to move it down, as you can see. I was using options instead of command, which is not smart. In the end, I do get it right, and then I actually use the option button to drag it to the other side to create a copy of it. Because that's the thing with using this program, you can just use a copy and use that to continue it. And then I decided, you know what, I want to get like an extra like cloud that doesn't look like the ones that are divided by what they deliver. So I just grab a couple of circles, then I use the shaper tool to really combine them, and then in the end use the gradient mesh tool, which for some reason, as I mentioned, being Dutch and we're always working with the Dutch program, it's sometimes a little harder to switch to another language for a minute in the end. But that's just the way it is. For some reason, for me, and sometimes I just forget that. I'm like, oh yeah, what is the English word for it? And then in the end, I did get it, because I'm originally Dutch. English is my second language, it's not my first. So that's something that I was like, oh yeah, what was the name again? And then I think I even used the wrong tool for it. I'm like, oh, whoa, wait, nah, that's not the right tool. So then I go back. But like I said, as you could see from only this like the object thing, there are so many options. which is what makes it sometimes really hard. There's even a really handy tool that they have that I could mention in another video probably, is to copy things. For example, if you have certain lines that you want a certain space between, you can easily do that. There's even a tool like that in InDesign in Photoshop as well. There's a ton of options and things that they have in all the programs. Some of them they don't have that. The tool to do those kind of things, copy things, that's always there. But yeah. And here I actually use the white, the selection tool to grab a point that's in the middle, because I choose to do the rows and the the rows and the lines to combine that into create a gradient, the black, a dark gray-ish, to make the cloud a little darker, because we have a normal cloud. Let's have a darker cloud, although this one isn't as blurry as the other ones. But in the end, that's actually all that I do in the end in the video, and yeah, that's basically it. So I know that this video was a bit of I won't say messy, but it wasn't that great. But I hope that you still learned something from it, and that you will explore using all the tools that Illustrator has to offer. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.